Hey, all right. So we now have a stand-up showcase hosted by the wonderful, oh my gosh, Aaron Wodizalili. Wodisalasi. Oh, I practiced that like 20 times, man. I'm so sorry. So welcome.
Keep it going for Garrick, everybody. You know, he got my last name wrong, but he got my middle name right. It is Oh My Gosh. That's, yeah, gosh. I'm feeling very good. How are we all feeling? Yeah, okay. I'm feeling all right. Like that was a very like tepid, like woo. I'm gonna like right now we're at like a 2. I'm gonna like try my best. Hopefully we'll get to a 5. First things first. I'm seeing us like spread out a little bit. How about we just move up? Like just like say like I hate like we're leaving a lot of room for Jehovah. So let's let's kick him out of the room. That's a fun blasphemy for all of us. Okay, remember that during your next Passover. But let's all get a little closer if we want to. Okay. I'm feeling very good. I just came back from another show, and I crushed, and I was feeling sky high, and I was feeling so fucking good. And then a lady, she looked confidently up at me, and she went, "When does the comedy start?" And I was like, I know, guys, that's so fucking disheartening. I've done so many other interesting things in my life that had to lead up to that devastation. I went to my parents are immigrants, you guys, all right? They went on a plane, they started new in a brand new country, they had a son, he went to college, he wrote a book, and he tried his best at stand-up, only for some random lady to be like, "When does the comedy start?" That's the lead up to a series of sacrifices. Good Lord. But that's life for you guys. If you can't tell from that joke, I'm not just black. I'm African. I'm East African. I come from a small country called Eritrea. Have we heard of this? Yes. Yeah. Like Eritrea is great. You go to Djibouti, you take a left. That's us. That's It's really really great. Being African, it's got its perks. Like for starters, when people go, "Hey, go back to Africa," you know how people do that to you guys. So. That's a spicy crowd work right there. Oh God. When people do that to me, I can take that however I want because on the one hand, that's very racist, but on the other hand, I should probably visit my grandfather. That's a solid point, racist pedestrian. I hadn't thought of that. My grandfather, he'll call and be like, "Where are you visiting?" And I'll tell him, "Well, people aren't reminding me, so it's not happening, okay? God." My grandfather's a wild cat. He doesn't speak any English, and I don't speak any Tigrinya, which is what we speak over there. But luckily, because I experienced some language credit, and he experienced colonialism, we both speak Italian. So you're not gonna get better colonialism bits than that, okay? All right? You don't know it. That was a very that's a very big claim because there's an Indian man on the lineup. So anyway, we both speak Italian. Here's the thing though, I speak like regular everyday Italian, whereas my grandfather speaks like Super Mario Italian. He's way over the top, you guys. Like, I'll say regular shit like, "Oh, Baba, cosa successo?" And he'll say shit like, "Andiamo!" Like a fucking cartoon character. You've heard of blackface. My grandfather does marinara face. It is so much. Oh, gosh. You guys feeling good? You warmed up? Yeah? Man, if you guys love me, then you're gonna absolutely love our next comic. I've seen her be doing stand-up for honestly like the last year and a half. She's been crushing it. Not only that, she's also a great satirist, great writer, and a lovely person. Keep it going for the one, the only Lucy Zarnes.
Hi guys, give it up for Erin. How are you doing tonight? Are you enjoying this evening? Good, that's what I want to hear. Like Erin said, my name is Lucy. A little bit about me. I'm actually married, which I think surprises some people to learn because my whole energy just screams musical theater virgin. Yeah, but I'm married, and I like being married. My husband and I got married when we were pretty young. We were 23 years old, which, oof, exactly. No. In Minneapolis, like where I'm from, that, of course, means that I'm a child bride. But then I'll like go to shows in Wisconsin, and they're like, well, hey, better late than never, right? We definitely, I mean, when you get married at 23, we definitely felt young. We felt young. But you guys gotta understand, okay, my husband is an amazing guy. He's super cute, he's funny, his parents are rich. And I'm a college dropout with a diagnosed mood disorder, so I knew I was gonna need to lock him down, right? Like before his frontal lobe fully developed. A lot of times when people find out we got married young, though, they like get this look in their eye like, okay, married at 23, I did not know you were Mormon, you know? Which we're not Mormon. My husband was actually raised atheist, which is just to say that his parents were raised Catholic. And we've also, preach, I love it. That's like a good, like a Catholicism pun. Did you even realize that? No, people do, they think that because we got married young, they also think it means we want to have kids young too. You know, they're like, oh, you must want to make like a second life-ruining decision. I don't know if I ever want to have kids, but I know that like right now, I'm just in no place emotionally to be able to like share a Go-Gurt. You know? We got married young because we've been together for a really long time. My husband and I actually started dating when we were 17 years old. So yeah, you know, I taught him what boobs are and he bought me a diamond. Over the summer, we actually adopted a puppy. Yeah, we went in looking for a kid, but you know, it was one of those classic Stuart Little situations. Do you guys know Stuart Little? Yeah. It's a kid's movie or book if you're a nerd, I guess. I remember in like the opening shot of the movie, it's got this married couple, and they walk into an orphanage, and they look around and realize how much kids suck. And they're like, we'll take the rat. We did rescue our puppy, which, yeah, we rescued our puppy just because I think it's like the morally correct thing to do. And it's also the significantly cheaper option. Yes. It's still expensive, though, to get a new pet, even if you're rescuing, buying it from wherever, I don't know. It's always expensive, but what they don't tell you is that the thing you're spending most of your money on is just upgrading your iPhone photo storage. Right? And we rescued our puppy. We learned that she had been rescued from a meth house in North Dakota. I know, this is also called a house in North Dakota. I'm obsessed with my dog, though. I didn't realize like how quickly I would become that person who just like only talks about their dog and only thinks about their dog. And like right now, I'm like, God, I can't wait for my set to be over so I can go home and play with my dog. And I'm like, you know, just like always taking pictures of my dog and like just talking about her and always thinking about her. And I can tell the people around me are annoyed, but I still can't stop for some reason. And I know too that like if I'm already this insufferable about a dog, like what would I do if I had a baby? All I would want to do is show it pictures of my dog. You guys are cool. And I know I said I don't have kids right now. Ultimately, my husband and I, we don't have kids now because we got the dog, right? And when people think that we would want to have kids, I don't know, like, I didn't get married to like repopulate the earth, right? I got married for lifelong companionship and to live off someone else's income. And speaking of income, as I'm sure we're all aware in this room, there's a huge problem in this country known as the gender pay gap.
Yes. So if you're not familiar, women make about 80 cents for every dollar men make. Huge problem. And this is really relevant to my life because my husband makes a lot more money than I do. And I was talking about this recently with a friend. We were talking about the wage gap, and I was talking about how my husband makes more money than me. And she was like, Lucy, do you think that could be because you work in retail? And he is a biomedical engineer. I was like, wow, I didn't realize you hate women. I do work in retail. I like my job fine enough. Are my coworkers out here at all? Good, that was a lie. I'm gonna cover some bases. No, my job is fine. My job is fine. It's just that one thing about my job is that my boss is really, really nitpicky about little details. And she's 5'2". So this, of course, makes her a micromanager. Or a micromanager. Or kind of a bitch. A little bit more about me. I said I grew up around here. Actually, I grew up in the suburbs of Minneapolis. And I went to high school with a lot of kids who were incredibly wealthy and incredibly dumb. Do we know the type? Yeah. Yeah, probably, right? No, I remember once overhearing this kid in my high school who couldn't read, and now he does business. And he was talking to his buddy. He's like, hey, Braden, do you like brunettes or blondes? And his friend's like, well, Braden, because they were both named Braden, but it was spelled different. Well, Braden, blondes have more fun. And then they high-fived and went off to exploit the working class. I just remember overhearing this conversation and knowing that in this scenario, brunettes or blondes didn't mean me. Because I was sort of a mentally ill little teen, very kind of quiet, and I had I was less of a hot teen and more of a Victorian child. Does that paint a picture? I had a real Dickensian energy about me. I have less of a resting bitch face and more of the resting face of a stern schoolmistress. No guy's ever talking to his buddies hey, do you like brunettes or girls who look like a ghost in a play about an orphan child? That's me. This question, though, about brunettes or blondes, we've heard it before. But really, when someone asks you, do you prefer brunettes or blondes, what they're really asking you is, are you more attracted to a hot girl with brown hair or a hot girl who's so down for anything she puts bleach on her scalp? Right? A little more about my childhood, let's say. When I was a kid, I would see the commercials for Barbie dolls, and I wanted Barbies so badly. And I would beg my parents, and they said, they were like, you know what, Lucy, you can't have Barbies right now. You can have them when you're a little bit older. And this used to drive me crazy, because I just wanted Barbies so bad. I wanted Barbies so bad. But my parents said I couldn't have Barbies, and this used to drive me nuts, right? But now as an adult, I kind of get it, right? Because I think my mom didn't want Barbies to give me a bad body image. I really think she wanted to do it herself. I don't know also if Barbies affected my body image, but I know that they taught me a lot about scissoring. The first time I heard the phrase sex doll, I was like, yeah, that's redundant. If you think G.I. Joe is an action figure, you should see the action my Barbies are getting. And my body image is fine. I want to be clear. My body image is fine. But I would be lying if I said there weren't nights when I laid awake just praying for that type of scoliosis that makes your ass look fat. Do you know what I'm talking about? No, I know scoliosis is a very serious medical condition. When I was growing up, one of my good friends had scoliosis, and her spine was messed up, but her butt looked incredible. I also, I don't want to rag too much on my mom, rag too much on my parents. I have really good parents. I'm going to tell you guys just one final story before I get out of here. Just a story about my parents, about my family, that I think it's not necessarily a joke, but I just think it's kind of cool, and I like to share it on stage. So I'm just going to end with this, I guess. When I was a little kid, or when I was like in middle school, high school, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when I was younger, my little brother wrote an essay about our dad. And our dad was then nominated and selected as a top 5 finalist for Minnesota Father of the Year. I know, right? Who knew that was a thing? I mean, it was so cool. It was this like crazy, crazy cool thing for our family. And we like got free tickets to a Twins game and got to go out on the field. There was like this ceremony, and it was just so crazy that not only did he like get nominated, but that he cracked the top 5. And he didn't win, but it still just like meant so much to us. And I don't know, what I just think is so cool about that story is that like we all think we have the best dad, but I actually know that mine isn't. I'm Lucy Sarnes. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for Aaron.
Keep it going for Lucy, everybody! Isn't she incredible? You guys... although I want to comment on something that I heard during her set. Is one of you people from Edina? Yeah. Okay, that's not okay. All right, that's not okay. You're from St. Louis Park, sir. Okay.
Damn right I am.
You Edina people, you come in here, you steal our jobs, and you complain about our lack of cake, and you come to our comedy shows. Sick of your baloney. You know who likes baloney? Our next comic. I hope that's not true. It's a fine meat, whatever you want. That's the right thing to say. I just don't want that to be the thing I say right before she comes on, because she's like a really, really funny comedian. You guys have seen her all over the Twin Cities. She's incredible. She's so funny. Keep it going for Lauren Rice, everybody.
I'm getting a laugh from over there, so I'm gonna keep going. Yes, I am from Edina. I am wealthily. St. Patty's Day is coming up. I think it's so hard having huge knockers. It's like, how are we going to get anything done? My eyes are up here. My Axie put his hand on one of these fun bags, but he didn't know it because I have a round stomach and an outie. So he couldn't tell right away. But I knew. But I didn't say anything. Walking on the highway. If you do it, people will stare. Because you're not supposed to be there. Me and my mom, one time, we walked down the highway to get me a swimsuit. Because we didn't have a car. This is fun. I should be doing comedy, but I'm having so much fun chewing my gum.
So I brought my taco with me into the pit of a concert pit, you know? I brought it in there, and I brushed it on everybody I walked by. So the insides of my taco flopped open, and it was just... And then I took a bite of it, and right when I was taking a bite, I made eye contact with a woman in the front row, and she laughed, and she was like, "Get on in here." So my taco got me to the front row. Isn't that nice? A wonderful story. My sister has a baby, and it keeps making me think of this baby that I recently killed. I think it would be like this big. Yeah, we couldn't keep it. We had to have a boardy board. I had to give it a nickname because people were getting so fired up about it. And relax, you know. My ex's parents were so worried that I was having a boardy board because it was my ex's baby. And the mystery remains. We decided we were going to have a pregnancy reveal party and be like, we're not having it. Surprise. I think that's good. Yep. How are you guys doing tonight? What a night it's been. I think that over time, people's thoughts start to show on their face. So if you're a happy person, you get smile lines. And if you hate yourself, you get plastic surgery. You guys are really good laughers. Earlier today, I was on a walk in this very quiet area, and I ran into a woman who was obviously having a private cry. Yeah, and I could tell that I ruined it. I felt really bad about that. So I walked up to her and reminded her of what she was crying about, and she got right back into it. Just doing the Lord's work out there. I'm pretty sweaty. That's a party. So I also went to a Bruce Springsteen concert. Are you guys Bruce fans? Yeah. Okay. I was really inspired to add some of what he does to my act. Bruce. You are gonna go home after tonight and you're gonna tell your friends and your neighbors what you saw here. Pretty good Bruce, huh? I had so much fun there. I went by myself. I bought a ticket and I was like, if anyone wants to come with me, good luck, you know? Like getting a ticket. That's how I do things. I'm like, well, I'm doing it. We'll see if you can work it out, you know? So you can get yourself there. So what else should we talk about? Oh, I got something. I've been noticing a lot of biracial couples recently. and also racial couples. Hey, Aaron, did you watch that 3-hour YouTube video I sent you? It's well worth your time. Justin Bieber, all he wants is to have clear skin and to get his master's degree. Even when I was homeless, I never stopped singing in the shower. I would turn up the radio in my car and just scrub away. Right. This is a new character that I'm working on. It's the woman who is surprised by her period every month. There seems like there's some sort of wetness. And I didn't pee. All right, that's all I had time for. You guys have been very fun.
Lauren Rice, everybody. Isn't she so great? Oh my gosh. Man, I don't know whether to shake her hand or give her a diagnosis. Oh gosh. What can I say about our next comedian? He's something else. 5 years ago, he and I inadvertently ran over a nun on the way to a show. We took her to the woods and we buried her together. And I'll never forget the look he gave me. We said, "Tell no one about this." Which is also, forgot to say, this is also streaming. So, that's exactly what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to hear, sir. Give a big round of applause to our next comedian, Derek Myers, everybody. She's gone.
Whole audience of people, Aaron. What are you doing? She deserved it. She was jaywalking. So. It's not very religious of her, right? Not a good Christian. Give it up for Lauren again, everybody. Wasn't that fun? You believe she's single? My name is Derek Myers. I don't know if Aaron even said that. I've been too... I just quit my job. Yeah, thank you. I wish my parents were this supportive about my decision. I was working at the USPS. I was a mailman. Yeah. So I quit my job, and I might have to go into work tomorrow because, instead of calling my manager or emailing him, I sent him a letter in the mail. Not sure if he got it yet. And tomorrow's Sunday, so I don't think he's gonna get it till Monday. No, I had to quit. It was entirely too stressful. There's too much going on. They don't have enough people, and there's too much workload. And the thing is, it's not even mail. It's Amazon packages. Yeah, because lazy pieces of shit like you won't go to fucking Target. Come on. Support your local corporate juggernaut. What are you guys doing? Do you guys even know the name of the Target CEO? Neither do I, because he's not a crazy spaceman like Bezos. Go to Target. Shop local. I don't have the job anymore. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm sorry. When I was working there, during the training, they kept warning me about all the dogs. Like, apparently, mailmen get attacked by dogs a lot. And they even issue us pepper spray to like spray the dogs. Yeah. And I came across a bunch of dogs while I was working there, and they're all fine. They're all super friendly. I did, however, get attacked by a wild turkey. Yeah. Have you seen these fuckers running around? I was scared of the dogs, and now I got to worry about the turkeys of New Brighton. What's going on? And then I had my dog spray on me, so I tried to spray the turkey, but they got those like little heads, so he just kind of dodged out of the way like that. So I covered the body in the pepper spray. So come Thanksgiving time, that'll be actually pretty good. A nice seasoned turkey, a little bit of spice. Minnesotans needed that in their lives, right? No. Cool. I like hairy woman. Anybody else? Hairy woman? Give it up for hairy woman. Yeah, see? See, you guys are cool. The last people booed me when I said that. Yeah. Anyways, I was trying to figure out. I don't know why that's funny. I was trying to figure out why I like hairy women. Like, what happened in my life to where that happened to me. And I think I pinpointed it down. It's from my childhood. Because my dad, he was really hairy. But hold on, there's more to the story. I don't want to fuck my dad. That's not what I'm saying. My dad, he was hairy, like think Robin Williams' arm, but just all over, you know? Like one time, the neighbor lady called the cops on my dad, they called the cops because she thought she had seen. Man, I'll get to the joke eventually. She thought she had seen a Sasquatch in the neighborhood. It turns out it was just my dad going for a walk without his shirt on. Right? My dad has a cowlick in his back. That's how hairy he is. My dad is hairy. Have I made that point clear yet? Anyways, when I was a child, a way of bonding for me and my dad is we watch TV together, and every once in a while he would let me watch an R-rated movie with him. And when we would watch the movie, he would be fine. One night we watched Friday the 13th, and he was totally fine with all like the murder and the blood and the profane language. Even the drugs were fine. But when nudity came on the screen, he would put his hand over my face like this. Yeah. And he's only really doing it to please my mom, so he like opened it up for me because he's looking out for me. So then the teenage girls went skinny dipping. I got my first boner, and I was watching the TV through my dad's hairy knuckles. And now I can only date French-Canadian women. And I can only reach a climax if I'm wearing a hockey goalie mask or something. That story is mostly true. I'm getting into running. I like running. Any runners in the audience? Not a single one. All right. Well, I wonder why America has an obesity problem. Sorry, that was me. No, I like running. I'm pretty chubby myself, so I'm trying to run. I'm one of those fortunate people that gets a runner's high, which is nice. But it's also kind of hard because on top of that, I'm a huge stoner. So every time I run and I get my runner's high going, I just want to do stoner things, right? Like the other day, I was going for a run around my neighborhood, and one of my neighbors was getting rid of a couch, so he put it out on the curbside. I couldn't run past it. I had to sit down and do nothing on it for 4 hours. Only getting up to get a bowl of cereal, and I had to use Cool Whip instead of milk because my neighbor was out of milk. You know how hard it is to improve your mile time when you keep waiting for the stop sign to turn green? It's impossible. It's been forever. A runner's drunk. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be better? Maybe that would motivate some of you people to run, right? If you get runner's drunk, there we go. You get to add extra distance with ease with all the swerving that you're doing. Wouldn't that be fun? And then in the middle of your run, you start fighting a parked car for no reason. I don't like the way my hips look in the reflection of your bumper. Thank you. Runner's tweak, how about that? One more, the runner's tweak, right? That's where you bring a toothbrush on your run and you clean all the curbs while you're running around the neighborhood. Silly, silly, silly. This is fun. I'm having fun. Who's the foot stomper? Somebody's gonna bring this building down. You ever heard that song, Foot Stomping by the Jives? All right, never mind. I thought it was a popular song. I know it's from the 60s, and it was my dad's friend's garage band that did it, but I thought it was a good song. Anyways, I'm also into photography. I like photography. Oh, yeah, photography, okay. Every time I get a new camera, I like to take a picture of my butthole, right? Because I like to see how my camera operates in low light situations, right? And it's just like, you know, it's smart to keep up with your general beehole health. I think we should all do more of that. Like I did it with my new phone camera. I did it with my fancy DSLR camera. I did it with my car's reverse camera. That one was kind of hard. I ran myself over a couple of times before I went and got my roommate to help me. Teamwork, that's how we figured it out. I've got one of them drone cameras coming in the mail. That'd be pretty fun, right? Figure I can trim my nut hair while I'm at it. Oh, okay, yeah, now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm gonna cancel that Amazon package. So I don't have to deliver it, God damn it. I don't have to go in anymore. I'm not there. I'm here. I'm here with these friendly people that love me. Okay, what did I want to talk about next? My mom, she's really cool. She said something really badass the other day. She said, what's the point of living if you can't live? I was like, wow, Mom, that's like a really badass philosophy. And then I took a step back and looked at the context and realized she was saying it because my sister, who's a doctor, was taking away her M&Ms because she's a diabetic. And it's literally killing her. It's like, Mom, it's not badass that I love you and you're gonna die. God, this got really sad. I'm sorry. No, this is not sad. This is me processing my emotions, and I'm okay with that. God, you guys are so supportive. This is amazing. I feel like I'm bombing up here. Thank you. I needed that. That's exactly why I said it. Oh, God. My mom did get a tattoo, so that's pretty badass, right? It was her first tattoo. She's 72 years old. It's a tattoo of a nipple, a human nipple, right where her old nipple used to be. She had breast cancer and had to get it removed. But it actually looks pretty real. Anybody else here ever get an unsolicited tit pic from your mother? Yeah. We got a weird relationship. I'm the youngest of 5 children, so by the time I came around, my parents, gave up. Yeah, and you can tell by looking at the family photo or the baby albums, because my oldest sister is about this thick, then the next one is a little bit thinner, and then you get all the way down to mine, and it's a bunch of loose photos in a Tupperware container. Tupperware container? Would I bring my leftover spaghetti to work in? Come on, Mom, you can do me better. And I accidentally did that once. I actually brought my photos instead of my lunch. I had to tear up my bar mitzvah photos and make a salad. I stole some ranch from the fridge. I'm sweating. All right, I gotta do one more and then I gotta go. You guys are so cool. Thank you so much. You're so fun and supportive. Thank you for laughing. This is my last joke. It's might not work. It's a little bit out of season, so we'll see. Yeah, it's about vampires, and it's not October, so maybe you think it's like vampires? Yeah. Okay, maybe it'll still work. All right. I want to have sex with a vampire in front of a mirror, right? Because vampires don't have reflections, right? So you just watch yourself doing your own thing. Doesn't that sound fun? I mean, you're still having sex, but your partner isn't blocking your view of yourself. Doesn't that sound great? Am I the only narcissist in the room? What's going on? Vampires, they don't reflect in the mirror, and that kind of made me think, like, does vampire semen reflect in the mirror? like, what if I met a vampire at a party and we hit it off, and then I let him come on my face because I'm a gentleman, and then I get up to go to the bathroom to clean it off, and there's nothing there. It took care of itself. Magical vampire cum. And then I go into work looking like a glazed over Cinnabon. Oh, why is it so hot in here? Somebody turn the dehumidifier on. That's pretty good. All right, I gotta go. My name's Derek Myers. Thanks for listening to me.
I freaking love Derek. And not just because we killed a woman of God. You guys not following the subtext, the B plot of this stand-up set?
I'm with you.
Exactly, yeah. Man, what can I say about this next comic? I'm really happy that we got him. He's been doing comedy at clubs and bars all up and down the Midwest. Give a big round of applause for the one and only Sentinel, everybody!
Hey, thanks for having me, Phoenix. Yeah. How's it going? So, let me get this mic out of this mic clip, move it away. How are you? This is how enthusiastic I get usually, so don't. So Derek Myers, he was fantastic, wasn't he? Derek Myers, yeah. Love that kid. So I learned something. So his mom's tit tattoo. So like tit tattoo tip. So it's reminding. I mean, I'm gonna be like a 10-year-old kid saying tit tattoo tip all night long. Tit tattoo tip, tit tattoo tip, tit tattoo tip. So it's kind of fun, isn't it? Tit tattoo tip, tit tattoo tip, tit tattoo tip. So it's kind of fun. So I do have a last name. Aaron brought me up as Senthil. I do have a last name. My last name is Rajashekaran. Very common name. So it's spelled Rajashekharan. So it's a whole name, full name. So people have trouble saying my last name, so I help them using nursery rhymes. You all know that popular nursery song goes something like this. Old Rajashekaran had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. On that farm, he had some rice, E-I-E-I. Little rice here, a little pig there. So that's me, old Rajashekaran. So I think we should get to know each other. So I think I already know a lot of people here. So, but in case you didn't know, I have many diseases. Don't worry, it's not contagious. I was wearing a mask, so it's just a little cough, I think. So here's how it happened. Every time I call the doctor's office to set up an appointment, they always ask me, "Sir, could you spell that last name again?" So I have to use the military phonetic letters, R as in Rambo, A as in, then by the time I get to N as in November, I don't remember why I called you doctor's office, I forget forgot why I called you, so I have to. I think I'm feeling better already, so I don't need this. I don't need this appointment, doctor's office. It was nice chatting with you, Cindy. So great conversation. It was nice going through all the alphabets with you. So that's how I ended up with all these diseases. So. Uh, I have to say something about this chair. So because usually stand-up shows you have like a stool. So this is like a chair. So now I have to do long form improv, I think. So. All right. So. But I don't know. I think like there's a man back and thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I love you. So I think like I'm gonna name his name is give it up for Salsa. Is that his real? Yeah. So, I'm gonna name my firstborn Salsa now. So all right. So I don't do improv because I missed a key ingredient that is needed for improv. I think, I haven't verified this, but I think the key ingredient that is missing in me is I don't have that one ingredient, happiness. So I think you need a lot of that to be good at that skill. So I don't have that. This improv stage, reminds me of like every other improv stage I've seen. So I think if you've been to one improv stage you've seen, it's like McDonald's. So into one, I think so. Okay, so I was at the McDonald's. Speaking of McDonald's, I was at the McDonald's and my mouth was dry. My mouth was dry, so I wanted to get a sandwich, and I said, hey, can I get one of those filet of fish sandwiches? And that didn't hit, so I had to do a quick edit, rephrase in my head and say it, in a different way. I said, hey, can I get the fish sandwich? That didn't work either. So now, I've completely, lost the girl behind the register. I don't know how to communicate now, so I don't know, sign language, fish stands, so fish sandwich. So she punched in chicken sandwich. That's one chicken sandwich, and then she moved on. So now, I had to bring her back to the first step. It was frustrating, man. So frustrating. I just wanted to have a normal interaction, get a fish sandwich, and just go on about my day. I couldn't do it. It was very frustrating, So, God, so very frustrating. One time it has happened. So I walked into a McDonald's, I was like very confident, and I said, like fish sandwich, and then I got the fish sandwich and I walked out. Happened. I was so excited, I turned around, high-fived the guy behind me. Was giving out free high fives, but happened. So you think, like if you stick your landing once, you'll stick your landing every time, but that's not how it works, So I'm not a floor exercises guy, so it doesn't work that way. You have to practice. Keep practicing. It's like throwing a touchdown once. So like you have to keep practicing. So this is my big American adventure now, I want to spear that fish fillet sandwich. That is my big American adventure. This is my Moby Dick. So I'm going to spear that Moby Dick, and then like fish fillet sandwiches for everybody. So yeah, so I just use the kiosks now. Kiosk is not gonna give me attitude, so it's not gonna roll its eyes, judge me if I push a couple of wrong buttons. So I can always tell the kiosk to shut up, hit the cancel button, so tell her to shut up. So 2 weeks ago, I was at the Starbucks drive-thru with my friend Mark. I'm gonna call him Mark because if Steve finds out that I'm using his name, he will kill me. So he's a tough guy. Mark is a tough guy, military type, so Wisconsin boy. So I was at the drive-through with Mark, and this is how he orders his Starbucks. Hey, can I get one of those lemon poppy seed thingies with my coffee? And the Starbucks guy was confused. Sir, do you mean the lemon poppy seed coffee cake? And Mark was already pissed, like, so. No, the lemon poppy seed thingy, so. And then there was silence, there was tension, there was standoff, so. There was a lot. I was sitting in the passenger seat. I was very, I was shivering. I was nervous. So what's Mark gonna do to the Starbucks, So his face was getting red, Somehow, the Starbucks guy, he found out, the lemon poppy seed thingy, and he gave him the pastry. He saved that Starbucks. So from destruction, that Starbucks lived to see another grande, and saved the day. So, man, I can't, I can't give that attitude at the McDonald's. I can't go to the McDonald's and say, hey, McDonald's, can you throw a piece of meat in between two buns and give it to me? I use the kiosk, man. I use the kiosk. That's how I get my sandwich. So, all right, that's gonna do it for me. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for having me, guys. Bye.
Keep it going for Central, everybody! That is so fucking funny. Man, I'm really excited for this next comic because he actually just like rolled on in and was like, do you want time? He's like, yeah, man. And this is really exciting because I don't get to see him perform enough. And I fucking love him. Also, a lot of people say we look alike, which I think is also true and is very flattering. Keep it going for Lucas Ramsey!
How's everyone doing? Oh, excellent. I'm doing all right myself. Let's see. I realized a few things recently. I think I want to be a trophy husband. Okay, here's the thing, because I think I've got it, right? I think I look kind of good on an arm. I like to bake. I like to cook. I'm good with children, and I just want somebody to care for me. And some people are like, well, why don't you try getting a sugar mama or a sugar daddy? I'm like, that's not the same thing at all. That's a very transactional relationship. That's where they ask you to do weird stuff and pay you. I want to fall in love with someone not for the money. I just want them to have it. Is that not too much to ask? God. And by the way, that is true that I'm good with kids. All the stuff I was listening, that's true stuff. I'm good with kids. I used to be a preschool teacher and a nanny a few years ago. It was such a great job. I loved it. Every once in a while, people would ask me, they're like, aren't you a little worried, being a nanny as a man? I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, sometimes people get a little suspicious when they see a kid with a strange man. And I'm like, that never happens to me. Every child in the world looks like it could be mine. I don't get that look, what are you doing with that child? I get a much weirder look. I get the, who did you fuck to make that child? Oh, and that's a lot of overlap between that and the sugar mama. I'm telling you, those looks are very similar. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I thought about killing myself on the way to a Trader Joe's recently. How embarrassing is that? On the way to a Trader Joe's? You know how friendly the cashiers are there? Oh my God, it's I'm gonna be asked how I'm doing, and I'm suddenly put in the position I have to lie for the sake of their feelings. You know what I mean? No, I can't tell them the truth. They'd freak out. They'd be like, oh no, don't kill yourself. I don't know why they make such a big deal about it. Are they mandatory reporters at Trader Joe's? And I sound like I'm trying to be over the top, but I know that it's Trader Joe's do go more above and beyond. Because if I was at a Walmart, they'd be like, fucking do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not at it at Walmart. I'm at a Trader Joe's, one of the few grocery stores that requires you to put on bike pants. Or pants of some fucking variety. I can't roll up in there in shorts or inside out backwards boxers. That doesn't fly there. And then I have to explain it to them where it's hey, I'm not going to kill myself. I just thought about killing myself. those are very different things. There's a period of time between 2001 and 2006. I thought I was going to be a wizard. You know what I mean? Like, thinking something's not the same. Besides, look at my purchases. These aren't the purchases of someone who's going to kill themselves. I bought a facial exfoliant. If I'm buying a facial exfoliant, I'm either in a committed relationship or have a skincare routine, right? And it is the latter. If you guys want to buy me a drink or something after. I bought basmati rice, even though medium grain rice is cheaper, because I thought I was worth it. Yeah, and then at the end of the conveyor belt, there's a butternut squash. You guys realize that nobody buys a butternut squash without a plan. Like, a butternut squash isn't one of those sexy pieces of produce that you can eat right before shooting yourself. Yeah, like, we're not talking about like a strawberry or a grape, a carrot stick. Like, a butternut squash, it requires you to answer long-term questions before it goes into your basket. You know, you're standing in the produce aisle and you're like, do I have enough olive oil at home? You know, it screams commitment. It tells the person, buying it, like, hey, the person buying this squash is going to be around at least as long as the squash is, right? All right, thank you guys so much. I've been Lucas Ramsey.
Freaking love Lucas Ramsey. He's so fucking great. All right, guys, we've only got one more comedian left, and she is so funny. This next comedian has been hitting every big club in the Twin Cities, as well as several other states, as a matter of fact. Besides all that, she taught me how to do something pretty fantastic, and that is eat pussy. Give a big round of applause for the one, the only, Shiloh Blake!
Keep it going for Aaron. God, that was quite the intro, right? I feel like I should explain. Aaron and I are very good friends, and one time he asked me how to eat pussy without sneezing. And I was just like, I don't know, dude. I think you're allergic. How do you answer? I don't fucking know. I'm glad I explained that, so you're not wondering. You guys, I'm really happy to be here. I'm glad we got a stool here. I was watching the show. It's like this progression of this is a theater, but now we're stand-up. Just getting it right. I went skydiving recently. Woo, yeah, I know. I went skydiving and I wasn't scared at all. And that terrified me. You should be scared. You guys, when you get there, they make you sign a pile of paperwork where you are literally signing away all of your legal rights. Okay, a week later, I was like, did I overturn Roe v. Wade? Oh no! Because I didn't read it. I didn't read it. But I went there. It was my first time, so I did a tandem dive. So I had this dude strapped to my back, right? I'm gonna tell you guys, that is not my typical strap-on. All right? It's not. But I didn't mind it. I didn't. It turns out dude who keeps me alive is my type. The whole experience just had me questioning some things, right? For example, I went with my little cousin, and his instructor was this adorable, short European man. And I don't know, it just had me questioning some things, right? So naturally afterwards, I started flirting with him, right? The dude, not my cousin. I'm not that progressive, you guys. But my cousin, he was super embarrassed, He was just like, dude, I thought you were gay. And I was like, well, yeah, but a girl can dream, right? Let me have my fun. You guys, I'm really happy to tell you I have some great news. After 3 years of living with my mom, I finally got my own place. Thank you. I know, doesn't that make you want to become a stand-up? I think it does. No, I'm so grateful for everything my mom has done for me, right? But it was getting dark for me there for a minute, you know, like I wasn't suicidal. That's Lucas's thing. But I was waking up every morning like, damn it, not again, you know, like, you know, it's just not great for me. But, you know, it's great now. I can just like relax, be myself, spread my legs, you know, just having a good time. But I got in there, I got to my new apartment and the shower needed to be fixed, so I asked the maintenance people to come fix the shower. And it's a historic building, right? They like to keep everything original as possible. So they get up there to fix my shower and they're like, hey, you know that removable shower head, that's not original to the building, we can switch that out for you. And I was like, don't you dare touch the removable shower head, right? This is a joke for the women. Some of you seem confused. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't ask. If you don't know, this isn't for you, okay?
My 8-year-old is discovering the removable shower head. I'm just like, oh no.
Your 8-year-old is discovering the removable shower head. I'm not even gonna ask you how you know that as a parent, because I'm not looking to get anyone removed from... Listen, I'm not CPS, but I feel like I should call them right now. What the fuck was that? Okay. Hold on. I have more to this story. Let me tell my story. Jesus Christ, my 8-year-old. Okay. Alright. So they told me they wanted to replace the shower head. I was like, absolutely not. There's no way I'm gonna let you take the one thing in my life that is bringing me joy right now, right? Like that thing has 5 settings. You guys, I have tasted the good life and I refuse to go back to using the handicap shower at the gym, okay? Never again. I'm allergic to shellfish. You know, so I'm a cheap date. But here's the thing, I love shellfish, you know? I'll just be sitting there with a plate of crab cakes calling 911, like, hey, there's about to be an emergency. Thought you might want a head start, all right? And here's the thing, and this is true, I have a history with chemical dependency. So based on my life experience, I truly thought that you could build a tolerance, okay? And I hurt myself pretty bad, you guys. But it turns out drugs and allergies are not the same. So I told my doctor about this, and he was speechless, right? Holy fuck, he didn't know whether to put me on suicide watch or order an IQ test. Because I'm just out here in the world treating a Red Lobster like it's a fucking methadone clinic, right? But it turns out you cannot microdose on muscles. You cannot. I'm really bad at dating. I'm really bad at it. Does anyone else just like miss the good old days when we just sold our daughters? Does anyone? I mean, it's not right, okay, but it is easier, okay? Easier than like working on your trauma or whatever, I don't know. But I'm really bad at dating, but here's the thing, I am a good time. So recently I accidentally flirted myself into a date with a dude. And I don't typically date dudes, but he said he liked dancing and he offered me ramen. So what was I supposed to do? Okay, right. And I'm telling my friend about this. He's like, Shiloh, I didn't know you were bi. I was like, I'm not, dude, I'm hungry. You know? But it's not like I'm not curious. It's just that, like, if I were to date a guy, my family would win. You know? They will have successfully prayed the gay away. And I'm just too competitive to let that happen. No, I'm an aunt. My sister had a baby. And now that she has a baby, she like is always asking me to babysit. But you guys have known me for a minute, and you know I'm not the one, right? Guys, I can't keep my succulents alive. How am I gonna keep a human baby alive? Right? My nephew, he's been in the hospital, and when he's there, they give him this toy doctor set, so he's like playing with this toy syringe. He's just drooling all over, and he tried to hand it to me, and what I should have said was, ew, no. But what I actually said was, hey, bud, we don't share needles. And then they're asking me to babysit. So anyway, I was babysitting my nephew. And he's a fun kid, right? He's super fun. He likes to be tossed around and stuff. So I was like, oh, I have an idea. I'll put him on my office chair and I'll spin it. And I did that, and he started laughing. Like, he loved it. So I spun it a little faster. He started laughing a little harder, and that went on for a while. And then my smart brain kicked in for half a second and was like, hey, dude, that's a baby. He's probably dizzy. And then my dumb brain kicked back on and was like, I don't know, dude. How do we tell if he's dizzy? And I was like, I know. I'll take him off the chair, set him on his feet, and see if he can walk. Guess what? He could not. He took one step, he tried to, and then he just tipped over and smashed his head really hard on the wall. Yeah, and this is the part where I found out what kind of aunt I'm gonna be. Okay? Because I picked him up, I looked him straight in the face, and this kid can't talk yet, but I looked him straight in the face and I just said, hey, we don't need to tell your mom about this. So I'm killing it as an aunt, dude. I'm trying to be a better person, and you can laugh at that, that's funny. I'm trying to be a better person though, so I started paying attention to this idea of pay it forward, and we know about this, right? Like, yeah, like someone does something nice for you, you take that energy, right? And then you do something nice for someone else. It's very simple. So the other day, I went out to my car, there was a note on the windshield. It said, hey, love tapped you. If there's any damage, call this number. And I was like, oh, that was nice. I can do that. Right, I can do that. Like next time I smash into somebody, I can take this note with this phone number and pay that shit forward, right? You guys, thank you so much. My name is Michelle Blake. You've been wonderful.
Keep it going for Shiloh, everybody. Right, we're a little bit over, but that's great because you guys were a great crowd, you guys. Keep it going. Give a big round of applause for you motherfuckers. Give a big round of applause for all the comedians you've seen tonight. Give a big round of applause for me. All right, thank you so much, Fearless Fest. Goodbye.